Hello from Resilio. I'm Rebecca. I hope you're happy and healthy wherever you are, and if not, I hope this video will give you some ideas for how to get back there. The topic today is how to disconnect from work so we can really enjoy our leisure time and come back to work feeling fresh and rested and ready for another day. That is not always easy to do in today's world of constantly being connected by email and mobile, working in emergencies that require round-the-clock responses, and now so many of us working from home, making the separation between the two almost imperceptible. And humanitarian work is really demanding. It usually goes well beyond the hours we would normally consider full-time, whether that's responding to an emergency after hours, being on the road, or simply trying to keep up to an overwhelming workload. Lots of us have an incredible passion for this work that helps sustain us and keeps us going on those long days and nights. But the intensity of this work makes our leisure time all the more precious. Being able to disconnect from work is a great skill to have. If you find it hard, if you find that you're always thinking about work or still worrying about things, unable to step away from your phone or your computer, here are a few things that might help. First, set a clear demarcation between your work time and the rest of your life. A really simple way to do this is to say it to yourself. I am finished working for now. Actually say that out loud, or at least in your head, when you walk out of the office or clinic or whatever corner of your house serves as an office right now. When you stand up from your desk, I am finished working for now. Communicate to yourself that you are done for the day. Another way to set that demarcation is to pick an activity that you do at the end of every workday. Going for a walk, listening to music, drawing, singing. Something that signals to your mind that it's time to switch from work mode to play mode, or chore mode, or family mode, whatever mode that isn't work mode. You can also take advantage of technology to help set that demarcation. Set your computer to shut down at a specific time each day. You can set it to shut down at the same time every day, or you can decide each morning what time you're going to stop for the day. And don't worry, you'll get a pop-up with a few minutes warning that your computer is scheduled to shut down, and you have the option to override the automatic shutdown if you're in the middle of something critical or you need to keep working later than you'd planned. But try not to make a habit of that. I had set this up on my computer a while ago, and it was great, but then I just started hitting ignore every evening, which defeats the purpose. So when you see that notification pop up that your computer is going to shut down, use it as a reminder of your commitment to your mental health and well-being, a reminder of your commitment to disconnect from work. It's really easy to set this up on your computer. Just Google how to do it for your specific operating system. I think something like this is even more important for those of us working from home. If your computer is on, it's just so easy to quickly check email or sit down to do one thing and then get sucked into not only work, but all the distractions that computers have to offer. If you can't or really don't want to set up the automatic shutdown option, at least get in the habit of turning your laptop off at the end of the day. I used to always, and I mean always, leave my laptop on to the point that I could not remember how to turn it off. But I noticed a big difference in how present I was in other parts of my life when I started doing that. Another way you can do this is to make plans at the end of the workday. Make an appointment, arrange to meet someone for coffee. If you live in a compound, agree to do a group workout or make a meal together right after work. so you have somewhere you need to be. It will help you create the habit of leaving work, whether that's an office, the field, or your dining room table, and disconnecting for a while. You can do this even if you need to get back to work later on. Just use appointments or social plans to initiate some downtime. If you have a commute from work in shared transport, so let's say you all leave the field together, use that time to disconnect from the workday rather than a chance to continue working. So find some games you can play together in the vehicle, listen to music, tell stories, whatever it takes to keep from focusing on work. That time can become a transition for you, transitioning out of work and into other parts of your life. One of the best ways I know to disconnect from work is to have an interest outside of work that puts you into a flow state. If you're not familiar with that term, you're almost certainly familiar with the actual state. Flow, or being in the zone, is a mental state in which you are fully immersed in what you're doing, with full focus and enjoyment. When you're in flow state, everything else, including work, falls away, and you're completely in the moment of what you're doing. It's an incredibly energizing and health-promoting state of mind because you don't have to force whatever activity you're doing, it just flows. So it's really helpful for you to have one or two activities that put you into this state outside of work. Flow isn't the same thing as relaxation, it's actually more energizing. So look for activities that challenge you in a positive way and keep your attention. I know for me, learning to code is one of mine. When I work on that, the hours fly by without me feeling like it's an effort. That's what flow is. If you aim to do a flow activity at the end of your workday, it will really help you to disconnect. And then you can move into relaxation or family time or whatever else you have in a much more energized state. And lastly, one of the best ways to disconnect at the end of the day is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a form of meditation in which we maintain a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, sensations, and surroundings. Being mindful of the moment that you're in can help you disconnect from work by bringing your attention to what's happening around you, where you physically are, as opposed to where your mind is. It can also help you to notice your thoughts about work and then let them go. Just observe them without getting caught up in them. So, I notice I'm thinking about an email that I have to send. And then bringing your attention back to something else, your breath or the sounds around you, or if you're doing a walking meditation, your feet. Regular practice of mindfulness will help you to be present more and more. Disconnecting can be hard when work is so consuming, but giving ourselves a break from work gives us a chance to connect with all the other parts of our lives. Our families, our friends, our health, our homes, our communities, and all the other things our world has to offer us. So pick one or more of these to try out and let us know in the comments how it goes. At Resilio, we believe that resilience is within your reach. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.